Okay, thank you. And the first question is, what's the main worry today for Europe about this war on between Russia and
Well,
Ukraine?
it's a really unfortunate aggression by one participating state of the OSCE, which has decided to break all the principles or the fundamental commitments on which the European security is based. So, in addition to the thousands of killed, to the in a way ignorance to the basic human commitments, there is a further implication of this war, which is about the future of European security as we know it as a part of the Helsinki process. As you know, almost all of the 10 Helsinki principles, inviolability of borders, territorial integrity, peaceful settlement of disputes, respect for human rights and so forth, have been broken. And now, of course, we have a big dilemma, big issue, how to follow on with the European security in the future with such an aggression here in Europe.
Yeah. So what's the priority for the organization now?
Well, the OSCE is based on the respect of commitments, respect of values, on the comprehensive approach to security, which means that the security includes not only the political-military aspects, but also human rights, economic development. And we have been building this for almost 50 years. We are going to commemorate the Helsinki Final Leg signature in 2025. So the main purpose today is to keep this very framework for European security, to return to the dialogue, return to the respect for commitments. But of course, we need to first get the peace here in Ukraine, but not on terms of Russia, but on terms of these commitments, of these values. And therefore, we are here supporting Ukraine in its very just fight against the aggression.
Today we are here speaking about civil peace corps. Do you think that this kind of help can be helpful for, people, citizens, with governments, but citizens helping building peace with
well, of course,
approach?
It's very important that we have not only the governments, the states agreeing on some peace formula, but it's also important that we have also grassroots approach of not only of governmental institutions, but also non-governmental institutions like the Peace Corps, which are trying to build up or rebuild the societies from the bottom. Because as we know from the past, if people are not prepared to live in peace, to rebuild their lives, to live side by side, even they are of different ethnic or language or ideological perceptions, it's very difficult to rebuild a sustainable peace. So I would see this as a comprehensive approach, whereby on one side there is a need for diplomacy, of course, but as I said, diplomacy based on the key principles of European security, territorial integrity of Ukraine, respect for sovereignty and so forth, but at the same time working on the ground, working with the people, trying to really teach them or help them how to rebuild their lives on the ground. So this is where I see the role of organizations like European Peace Corps very important.
We were seeing here a lot of young people just want to stay quiet, to have back their life. As there's a stronger feeling about this. What the European countries, the other countries, can do now? People like us in Italy, what they can do to.
First of all, I think it's our obligation to continue supporting Ukraine. We shouldn't get tired of it. The war continues. The war takes lives on daily basis. Hundreds of people are being killed, and we shouldn't just simply close our eyes and move elsewhere. So it's important that there is continued political leadership at the European level, but also at the national level, supporting Ukraine, and I have to say also militarily, because of course it's very dependent on that support, but also economically, humanitarian kind of, and there is also a need to see this perhaps also as an opportunity to move forward Ukrainians' European integration aspirations. So I think it's sort of a combined assistance Europe has to continue to provide. And of course, the fatigue, this is what the fatigue of the war, this is what the enemy is trying to impose on us, on our societies. So it's very, very complicated and a very challenging situation. Of course, everybody wants to live in peace. This is not a question. But this peace has to be just. It cannot just put roots to further confrontation in the future. So therefore, I would really encourage political leaders not to give up supporting Ukraine, but not only, I would say, in terms of materials and in terms of finances, but also politically, also working with the societies back home and working with us Europeans to really continue supporting this and understand what Ukraine needs today.